back again with another curiosity, something that, again, you're not likely to see very many of these lying around the table. This is a gauge. It's used for measuring something, and it's sort of a comparative gauge because it measures a range of widths in this sort of wedge-shaped profile here. It's got four sides with markings on all four sides. It's got a knob at the end to hold it in your hand, and it's clearly made of boxwood, a fairly elegant, very close grained, fancy wood that's used very often to make embellishments or to use in rules or things that have to be stable and don't break or crack easily. But this one has some French on it. So once again we have a French object here, and it's got words which you can make out. I'm not good at French, but réglementaire is mentioned here and here. That means regulatory in France. So we're looking at something that's used to regulate something, to control something. And then it's got some other words which can be recognizable here that are in French, including, let's see, down here, saumon, which means salmon or trout in French. So we have something that's used to measure something with respect to salmon or trout. And there's another word on here, écrevisse. Here, écrevisse in French means crayfish. So we have both a fin fish, a salmon or a trout, and a crayfish, a lobster, like freshwater lobster sort of animal. And then these numbers, there are lines and numbers which are in millimeters. And what we have here is a gauge for measuring the size of the mesh in a net, which can be used to catch crayfish or can be used to catch other fish, including salmon and trout. And so this will penetrate in the mesh of a net, a seine or bag net or something like that, and be pushed down to find the maximum size of the mesh that is in that particular net. And the lines indicate what are the minimum and maximum size allowable by the law to catch crayfish, to catch salmon or trout, and this would be used by someone in the Bureau of Weights and Measures, for example, coming around and checking your scales or checking your gas volumes from your gas pump, and this is for a French game warden, basically, to go and check the mesh of the nets that you're using while you're fishing. So it's kind of unusual. It's a tool that's only held by the man who's enforcing the law, although the fisherman might be provided with something like that, just like we have lobster gauges and quahog rings for setting size limits on lobsters and quahogs. So kind of a neat thing, very well made. I'm sure it's very rare. I've never seen another one. And that's it.